Have you ever wondered why some people break the rules of money and still end up richer than ever? Well, most of us are stuck playing checkers. There's a high stakes game of chess unfolding behind the scenes. Today, we're exposing the secret playbook, the hidden rules of wealth that rich people follow but almost nobody ever talks about. Picture this. You're grinding away, saving every penny, following the advice you grew up with: work hard, spend less, invest a little. But somehow the rich just keep pulling further ahead. What if the reason isn't just luck or more hustle? What if it's because they are actively playing by a different set of rules? We were all handed the same personal finance script: stay in school, get a good job, save for retirement. But the wealthy, they were given a secret manual no one else received. Think about it. Do wealthy families ever sound like they're just getting by? Or do you notice patterns, access to opportunities, knowledge, even mistakes that magically never seem too costly? Here's the twist: most people play defense with their money, trying not to lose what they have. But the rich are always on offense, making calculated moves most of us never even see. So, what are these moves? Let's get specific. First, wealthy people don't just earn, they leverage. They build multiple income streams so their money is working for them even when they aren't. While the standard advice is to get a job, their playbook includes creating side businesses, investing in real estate for rental income, or even just building a portfolio that pays dividends. It's about creating a web of incoming cash, not just a single pipeline. And for real estate, they don't always need to buy a whole building. They use things like real estate investment trusts or REITs, letting them invest in property without being a landlord. Second, they treat the tax code not as an obstacle, but as a roadmap of incentives. They don't just pay taxes, they plan for them. They maximize contributions to tax advantaged accounts like 401ks. They use health savings accounts, which have a triple tax advantage. The money goes in tax free, grows tax free, and comes out tax free for medical expenses. They even use strategies like 1031 exchanges to defer capital gains taxes when they sell one investment property to buy another. The system has rules designed to encourage certain behaviors, and they learn exactly what those are. Third, they protect their assets with legal firewalls. They don't just mix their personal and business finances, they use legal structures like an LLC, a limited liability company, to separate their business risks from their family's house or personal savings. It's like building a fortress around their wealth, ensuring that one mistake in one area doesn't topple everything else they've built. This isn't about cheating, it's about financial literacy. The majority of millionaires didn't get there just by working harder. They changed the rules of the game they were playing. And here's the most important part: that playbook isn't locked in a vault. The first step to playing a different game is simply learning that it exists, and then learning the rules for yourself. Let's talk about the unspoken rules of wealth, the ones that operate just beneath the surface. Rule 1: ownership beats labor. The wealthy don't just work for money, they relentlessly focus on owning the things that make money. Businesses that scale beyond one person's effort, real estate that generates rent, intellectual property that pays royalties. The more you own, the less you have to trade your finite time for a paycheck. Rule 2: risk isn't avoided, it's managed. For most people, risk is a four-letter word, something to fear. But the affluent see it as a tool. They don't gamble blindly, they build safety nets. They diversify their bets across different assets. They know that even a calculated failure isn't a dead end, it's a tuition paid for the next bigger success. Rule 3: money moves in silence. The biggest deals, the most significant shifts in power and capital rarely make headlines when they happen. They're forged in private, through trusted relationships and quiet strategic alliances built over years. What we see in the news is often the final act of a play that started long ago, behind closed doors. Rule 4: time is their main investment. They don't just manage their time, they actively buy more of it. They buy access to the right people, information that gives them an edge, and opportunities that will multiply their returns in years, not just hours. It's about leverage, using resources to compress decades of potential growth into a much shorter time frame. Now, let's be honest with ourselves. Most of us were never taught any of this. Think about your own journey for a second. In all your years of school, was there ever a class on how to build a scalable business? Did anyone pull you aside and explain how to turn a liability, like a loan, into an asset that makes you money? Or how the tax code could actually work for you, not just against you? This knowledge isn't in textbooks. It's whispered down through generations, passed from mentors to mentees. It's the conversation happening in rooms you didn't know existed. But here's where the story changes. It is possible to learn these rules. The game isn't a closed circle. It starts with right now, with awareness and a real willingness to change your mindset. You can make the choice to start building an asset, even a small one. You can intentionally surround yourself with people who elevate your thinking, who talk about opportunities instead of problems. You can commit to learning how money and systems really work beyond the paycheck to paycheck loop. Look, the game will always be tilted. The field is not perfectly level, but it is not rigged against you. It's simply operating by a set of rules you might not have been given. The moment you start learning those hidden rules, the doors, the ones that seemed locked forever, slowly begin to open. So the next time you watch the world's wealthiest people make their moves, the massive investments, the surprising acquisitions, remember, most of what you're seeing is only the tip of the iceberg. The real game with its real rules is happening deep beneath the surface. If you want to change your financial future, don't just work harder within the existing system. Learn to play smarter, because in the world of wealth, the rules are almost invisible until you finally know where to look. If you found this eye opening, share it with someone who needs to hear this. Drop your own experiences or questions about money in the comments. And if you're ready to uncover more hidden truths behind the money system, hit that subscribe button. Your journey to seeing and playing the real game starts now.